good morning, welcome back. My name's Claire and this is Peachy Keen Pans. It has been a while since I've uploaded and I have a pretty different kind of video for today than what I will normally be posting and have posted so far. But basically I have a first impressions. So I guess for a bit of background, have what I think of as a relatively curated, smallish but not tiny eyeshadow collection. I am an enthusiastic fan of indie shadows and of indie, I guess, makeup companies in general. But I also have several palettes from before I got into indie shadows that I've kept, and a lot of which I have changed by crushing up some of the shades, removing some, introducing new ones. I guess, which is all to say, I don't actually buy a lot of eyeshadow palettes. Last year I bought one eyeshadow palette and this year I have bought one eyeshadow palette. And it was very recent and I just couldn't find a lot of videos about it. So I thought, you know what, I will just film a first impressions. It is the PLOUISE Unlock Your Creativity palette. I'll get to focus, but it is so big, like just the size of it is kind of hilarious. I love that it looks like a book, and I don't mind that it's big because I don't have a huge number of palettes. I have, between all the magnetic palettes with single shadows and pre-made palettes, I think I have something like 15. But yeah, I think this is beautiful. I do really like the gold foil. You can kind of see that reflect there. The fact that as it, it can stand and look like a book if you wanted to have it on a shelf, for example. And then the back has this kind of text, again, kind of like what you'd find on the back of a book, or even a bit like, it looks a bit like the back of a DVD to me. But I just think it's lovely. The details are lovely. But it has a lock and a key, which reminds me big time of like my old secret diaries as a kid, so that's fun as well. And you can see kind of how that comes out, like a little faux leather strap. Here we go. So the lock comes off, comes out like this, and then also another hilarious detail. Okay, when I saw the ads for this online, it had like this portion lit up and flashing in color, and I was like, surely that's just an advertising thing, but no. Look at that. Like, what? Do you know what I mean? This is just like such a random detail for a palette like this. I don't know how long it's gonna do that for. It doesn't seem to be replaceable in terms of batteries, what I mean, but I guess it'll be a bit of a novelty for the time being. And basically where I'm at with this palette so far is that I have not touched any of the shadows. Actually, I touched a single one of these shadows with my finger very gently. I haven't touched it because the imprints were so flawless. I was like, I should really capture that on camera before I get into it. And it's just been a couple of days, so I thought, okay, I've got to get to it. And I'll just show you up close what each side of the palette looks like. So, I don't know how close to get really, but that's how this side looks. So we've got the rows of yellows into orange into red, then all the pinks, and then all the purples. And then on the flip side of the palette, so the way that it works is you close this side and then you open the back of it and there's another mirror. And so on this side, yeah, you've got your row of blues and then your aquas and then your greens. And I think this side in particular is the shadows that are more unique to my collection, because I don't have a lot of greens and blues. I've got a lot of green and blue mattes really. Anyway, I think they're beautiful. I really think the color story is beautiful. I'll very briefly give a bit of context also about this palette, that the reason I bought it, and I guess the reason that I was attracted to it, is because it does have this range of, I guess, a full rainbow of mattes. And I don't own, actually I'll show you. I own one other matte rainbow palette. There's one other rainbow palette, full stop. And it is this Psyche's Box palette by Clara Psyche. And as you can see, I have gotten some really good use out of it. It's well loved. Two of the shadows have been destroyed and turned into other products because I wasn't, super into the formula of those shadows. But this is where I started. And when I wanted a rainbow palette, I think over maybe like a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago, I was like, you know what, I'll start small. I'll start really small because I'm not super familiar with it, like with using rainbow, with using brights, I guess I should say. And I was sort of just branching out, you know, branching out from the more neutral, sparkly, pinky, peachy kind of colors that I was used to. And it was a great introduction. And this feels like now I've got my big girl rainbow palette. And yeah, I'm super excited for it. I think, yeah, I just was feeling I do need more range. Obviously I want more purples, more greens, blues, and the way that this was laid out, the way that the colors were selected, I just loved the look of it. They're outside of my comfort zone, some of them are. Certainly like Unchain and Motivate here, I do not have any shades in my collection that look like this, like these two purple mattes. And then, yeah, in terms of the greens and blues, I think if you were to look at that bottom square as like a 9-pan palette, they would all be new shades to me. Like I don't have a single dupe for any of those colors. So anyway, exciting. I don't know, like I feel so pristine that it's a little nerve-wracking to touch them, but I feel that this being a first impressions, I should probably swatch them all, right? So I'm going to swatch them all and then I will put them on my eyes. As you can probably see, I have a face done without any eye makeup. So I've just taken my watch off. All right, let's get into swatching. Okay, I don't know if I'm just going to talk through this and sort of say what I'm thinking about it. I do, like, I'm very tempted to talk about all the colors, but I think that may be boring for some people. But we're going to start with, I'm going to go down the rows, obviously, because, like, that's how the colors are organized. So I'm going to go all of the yellows, orange, pinks, and purples. Okay, so now I'm going to show you the full arm of swatches of the warm tone side. How am I going to do this? This is, I might just stand to the side and give you guys like the arm. How's that looking? That looks good. Okay. There, we are in kind of like semi-sunlight at the moment. They look so nice all together. Okay, lovely. I'll wipe them off and we'll get started on the other side, the blue side. All of these, just to be clear, I did like at least 2 swipes of. So I'm gonna get this all cleaned up and start on the other side. All right, next we are onto the green, aqua, blue side of the palette. I'm gonna go through and swatch all of these as well. That's all the blues so far. Oh, they do make a nice gradient, don't they? Yeah, that's pretty. Okay. All right, that's all the blues. Let's skip on over to the aqua. All right, next. Okay. I'm just going to draw your attention to chapter 1, that pastel green in the middle. This is like one of the reasons I bought this palette was for this shadow, was for chapter 1, because I really wanted a pastel green matte to replace the one in here, which you can see at the bottom is quite well loved on. Because this one's a bit of a dud. It's kind of sheer. It's like not the easiest to build up. It definitely needs a white base, which like I can't fault it for that, I guess. But anyway, I also figured I might actually run out of that one. So I wanted a replacement. So I really hope this is good. Oh, it's called Fresh Start. The imprint says chapter 1. I see. I will show you these standing up as well. I'll try and do the thing where I scooch to the side. Okay, so we've got the blues and the aquas and then the greens. I'm hoping that this shadow and this shadow do actually show up on me, both in terms of you being able to see the swatch and then also in terms of on my eyes. But yeah, I'm happy with this. I'm happy with it. Really good selection of mattes. I don't really feel there's a lot missing from this in terms of it being rainbow. Is there anything missing? Maybe like there's not a huge range of oranges because they were squeezed into the sort of yellow to orange to red category, but that's fine. Maybe like the more bluey purples also aren't here, but actually I think everything's pretty well represented. So I'm going to clean these swatches off and now I'm going to do an eye look. I don't know what kind of eye look I want to do. You know what? Actually, I do know. I want to do pastels. But maybe I'll use one of the darker shades as an eyeliner. Hopefully that's not too predictable. But if I use one of those dark shades as an eyeliner, at least I can say I use some of the darker shadows, but I'm actually just very curious to see how the pastels perform on me. So I'll get into that. Alright, so my eyes are already primed. I didn't set the primer because I kind of figured I'd be talking for so long I wouldn't need to set the primer. And then the question is, should I do this over a white base or not? I think yes. I mean, ultimately, I would be using a white base with this type of color most of the time anyway, as in with, you know, very colorful shadows. I'm going to put down a white base from Glamlight. I have their icing base. Now, then the other question is, should I set this? I don't know. I don't know who's going to agree or disagree with this. I'm going to set this a little bit because otherwise I think I might end up with the issue of it skipping or sticking too much, which I'm not great at working with. So I'm going to take like one of my palest setting shadows, which is, which one should I use? Maybe my trusty white peach palette. I'm going to use Peach Cream to set my lid. Mostly just going to set the crease and not as much on the actual lid because that's where I don't want kind of skipping, creasing, that kind of thing. Whereas the lid probably can pack a bit more punch and safely not crease, you know? Alright, there we go. Let's do it. I think I need to do, I need to use chapter 1. It's so pretty. Maybe we'll do like green, orange, purple. How does that sound? Alright, I'm going to go into I'm going into Fresh Start, which is called chapter 1. I'm just going to have to hold this. It's actually quite a heavy palette to hold, I have to say. Like, that is not light. Alright, that's what you get with cute, giant packaging, I guess. Oh, I really like it. Look at that. It's so fresh and so happy. I could almost just go in with this colour everywhere, like all over the lid, blend it out, put on some mascara and be done. But anyway, I'll be more elaborate. Okay, so we've got a little mint moment. I want to use Liberate. Now we're going to go into the chartreuse. Okay, beautiful. That one's quite, that one packs on really quickly. Oh yeah, I think they've blended together quite nicely. Alright. Mint into chartreuse. Just trying to get excess off the palette. It does look quite yellowy on me, but I feel that that happens with my other chartreuse as well, that it kind of blends into a yellow looking colour rather than a green. But actually, I mean, at a distance, no, it's fine. So I'm going to go into Fearless. Oh, so pretty. Fuck. Alright, good. Going into Fearless. Oh, I love it. Okay. So we've gone mint into chartreuse, into orange, and now the next step is going to be, it's like I'm saying it so that it will occur to me what to do. I'm just going to go pink. I will go pink and then we'll go pink and then we'll go into purple. So I'm going to go into, not the palest baby because I think in this part of the corner that's a bit much. I'm going to go into Potential, which is hilarious. It has like a graph in the pan. Potential, oh yes. Oh my god. Look at that. I have a little rainbow. I have a little rainbow. Oh, I have a little rainbow. There we go. Beautiful. I'm so happy with this. Alright. And then I think I should do a bit of a liner with the purple. I'm gonna not use like the darkest one, I'm gonna use Unchained. Oh, Unchain. Okay. Mm-hmm. And actually I will go into Motivation just to deepen that up a little bit further. I'm like not the best at doing eyeshadow eyeliner, and yet I do it all the time. Okay. I'm gonna have to clean it up a bit on it. I'm just feeling I should have left it out because the pastelness of it was so lovely without that. Just gonna blend that shit out a bit. That's okay. Oh, cute. Okay. It's a bit of one of those like it's gone out quite far, but I don't mind that. Yeah, I do really like these colours. Very pretty. Okay, and then what I might do is put a pastel blue on the lower lash line. I'm going to start with Your Door, which is that more like minty colour, and then go, oh, okay, yeah. That was kind of a lot, but that's okay. Oh, it's pretty. It is pretty. Then maybe if I go, yeah, like into the baby blue. Almost just looks like a white. Hey. And maybe I'll do pastel purple in a corner. This is like almost not quite warm enough of a purple to really show up as purple on me. Do you see what I mean? Almost looks like a white. I'm going to add a tiny bit more of a slightly darker purple onto that and maybe cover it up with the light one. Then, oh no, I think that's good. Yeah, maybe I'll go slightly deeper of an aqua on the outer corner. Oh, that's pretty. Okay, that's very pretty. And then I need to fix up the purple. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this on the other side. I'll come back to you, talk through it. Maybe I'll try and fix up this wing a little bit, seeing as it got a bit out of hand, and let you know what I thought of all of this. Alright, I'm finally done. This is how the look turned out. I did clean up the purple wings just a little bit by adding like the palest of the pastel pinks underneath it to kind of sharpen up that edge. And I'm actually really happy with how this turned out. I know it's very colourful, but still like soft and pastel, which is naturally the colours that I knew I was going to gravitate towards more anyway. I think overall, I'll try and be concise. This palette is very big, but the packaging is really pretty. So if you don't mind it taking up a lot of space, that makes sense. If you like the look of this kind of thing, that makes sense, but it also depends what your aesthetic is anyway. It has, I think, 36 shades, so it's a lot of colors. It's definitely the biggest palette I've ever bought. And so either if you're someone who doesn't have like a matte rainbow selection of shades, or if you're someone who just loves having an abundance of those kind of shades, this could be right for you. In terms of pigmentation, I don't have a huge range of things to compare this to. The colourful eyeshadows that I have are either kind of a couple that happened to be in Too Faced shadows. Most of them are sort of relatively neutral, but occasionally there'll be a colourful shade in there. I would say these are better than those. I would say they are more pigmented than my Clairo Psyche's Box palette, and I would say less pigmented than the Terra Moons or Glaminatrix single mattes that I have, because those are the really powdery masses of kick up kind of shades that I find I've only really come across from indie brands. And I know PLOUISE is indie, but it's sort of bigger indie, higher production kind of indie. So to me, these read as more of a mainstream formula. So I really enjoy them. I'm really happy with how they perform. And for me, I guess for this to have been my only palette purchase of the year, I don't regret that at all. I think it fills a lot of the gaps in my collection. I haven't done an inventory on this channel yet, but I think I should. I know I should. Probably early next year, I'll do an inventory talking through what I actually have in my collection, and you might understand then a bit better why this palette made a lot of sense for me. And it held up really well in shipping. It shipped relatively quickly given that I'm in Australia. And the only other thing I was going to add on is just to say that I also bought this. This was my only other thing that I put in with this purchase. And it's the lip conditioner and lip balm kind of duo. I chose the flavor lemon, and I have huge regrets about doing that. Don't buy lemon. This tastes like dishwashing liquid and smells like dishwashing liquid. It is like detergent level. So because it's in this cute packaging, it looks like a can. You open it up and then there's two boxes inside. One of them is empty because I've already attached it to my keyring because it's like on a keychain. And then this one looks like this, like it has a little crown. And the reason I chose lemon is because I had some far-fetched hope that it might be yellow, but let's be real, like it's clear with a yellow tint, you know. And I will use this. Oh yeah, I forgot, this one's a plumper, so you can kind of feel it. I don't know if it does anything. I will use it. I will probably finish it eventually, but dear God, don't buy lemon. I feel like I have detergent on my mouth. There were so many good flavors as well. There was like eggnog and like cute Christmassy stuff like that. And I went for lemon thinking, and actually the reason I went for it is because when I was little, I had like a lemon sour lip smacker that tasted like sour lemon as well. And that was kind of fun. And I just thought, oh God, what if it's like that? That'd be cute, like a little nostalgic moment. It's not. I won't bang on about it. Who knows if it plumps. It does look quite shiny and nice. I wouldn't do a bold lip color with this kind of look anyway. So yeah, that's my first impressions / review of the PLOUISE Unlock Your Creativity palette, with a brief mention of this hilarious Coke can looking thing. I hope you enjoyed this. And I will also be bringing you a Pandos eyeshadows update shortly. It is going to be like a November-December combined update because I've just not been super on top of it, to be honest. But I really hope you're all going well. I hope you're having fun with makeup wherever you are, whatever you're doing with it, whether it's super neutral or super colorful. I hope you're having a good time. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.